Hey, let's give it up for Joey one more time. How are we doing tonight, guys? We having a good night? Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm actually glad you're all here. I need to pick your guys' brain real quick. I want to get a new tattoo. I'm thinking about it. I want to get something bold. I want to get something meaningful. Like, I think a Samoan tribal tattoo would be sick. You know, black ink bands all over my arm, coming around my pecs. But, like, look at me, that'd be a bad idea, right? I don't need to confuse more people that I'm not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But tribal tattoos are sick. I had a roommate in college who's Hawaiian, and he had a half sleeve. And it was so cool. He was telling me what every line meant, what every band meant, to represent his family and his lineage. And I thought, like, damn, that would be so cool to have something to celebrate my heritage like that on my body. But I already have it. It's sunburn. So, speaking of sunburn, I actually just recently saw a dermatologist for the first time. And because, you know, I have never been, I need to get some moles checked out, and I'm pretty certain I have rosacea, which, if you're unfamiliar, it's a condition where blotches of your skin get red and irritated, and for me, I get on my cheeks and my nose. So I look like if the Kool-Aid Man and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had a baby. So I go to this appointment, and, you know, it's going fine, routine. Me and the doctor, we're just having small talk. Everything's going okay until he gets to my head, and he gets more serious. He excuses himself, and I could hear him talk to his colleagues outside. And I start to get nervous. And, I mean, it was warranted, because he comes back in with a very somber look on his face, and he tells me, "Hey, Jim, take a deep breath. I want to confirm you do have rosacea, but you're exhibiting symptoms of something more serious. I mean, you already got the rosy cheeks. You're only 29 years old and you have so many gray hairs on your head. Not to mention how long your beard is. I don't know how else to tell you, but you have mall Santa Clausoma." Ho ho no! You laugh, but I've really been struggling with it. My wife, though, I gotta give credit to my wife. She's been my rock the whole time. Hell, she's even cool my new seasonal job at Ross Park Mall. Man, we're all having fun here tonight, you know. You know, it's funny. We actually had a really good weekend recently. We got to meet up with a bunch of family, and got to meet up with a bunch of cousins. We were talking about COVID hobbies. You guys remember hobbies during the pandemic, right? Where people either baked bread or drank to avoid feeling isolated. I did both. That's just, calm down, that's just a joke. I don't know how to make bread. But specifically, we were talking about the hobbies we keep up with, and it was so cool to hear all the different responses. Like, my brother, he plays disc golf all the time. He loves playing Shenley Park. It's my favorite course. He's taken me a couple times. My cousin is really big into bird watching, has all these books, all these binoculars, and I wanted to chime in because I still have a hobby I carried from the pandemic. Generalized anxiety. I picked it up actually from a doctor's recommendation in 2020. You gotta see, ever since then, I've been collecting anxiety prescriptions like they're Pokemon cards. Come over to my house, I'll show you. I got a little binder I can pull out right here. I open it up, like right here, you see this? This Ambien I traded for my little cousin last month. I got a hydroxyline. I pulled that from Walgreens. I don't think you're ready for this. Holographic Zoloft. Wild, huh? You know, it's not surprising though that I deal with anxiety. When I was younger, I was actually a bigger kid. So I was bullied. I was often made fun of for my weight. And, you know, it caused a lot of insecurities and a lot of issues that I still honestly do carry today. But whenever I got to high school, I worked really hard, and I actually lost 100 pounds when I was in high school. Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's so funny. People ask me, like, "Jim, what's the hardest part about losing weight?" Because it's not easy, you know. It's between, you know, the consistent exercise, having the discipline to not crush an entire family-sized bag of Cheetos in one sitting. But as a young man, the hardest part about losing weight was dealing with all the new shit your buddies make fun of you for. It's a lot. Because when you're bigger, that's just low-hanging fruit. But when you pluck that away, they grasp for straws whatever they can. I heard so much shit. I would hear in high school, "Oh, So Jim can lose weight, but he can't find a girlfriend. They would say, oh, so Jim can quit drinking pop, but in Mario Kart he can't quit being my bitch. But the one that dug at me, and this is true, I dealt with this for 10 years, and the ones in the audience know, they know. Anytime I would deliver a joke, or tell something funny to them, they would just deadpan me and go, nah, that joke is funnier. I dealt with that for a decade, and I gotta be honest, I think that was the reason I wanted to get into stand-up comedy. You know, I wanted to prove them wrong. So I took a comedy class, and at the end of the class, we had a big show. It was a blast. We had all my friends, all my family there. It went great. And at the end of the night, one of my oldest friends, Tyler, we've been buddies since we were 10 years old, sitting at the bar, and I go back and he hands me an icy light mango, and he says, you know what? Skinny Jim's funny. And I'm like, that's really sweet, right? That should be like a whole wrapped up moment. I should feel great. But I didn't. I felt like a fraud. This is something I haven't told anybody. So this is confession. Excuse me if I'm shaking. I was worried I'd prove them right. I was worried that I was only funny because I was bigger. So when I started comedy, I've gained 20 pounds. On the BMI scale, I am technically overweight. And I feel like Lance Armstrong. You know how he got caught with performance-enhancing drugs? I was doing PEDs of my own. Plenty of effing donuts. I'll tell you what, though, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. It was delicious. But that's something I've been struggling with as I'm getting older, is regret. I try to take pride and accountability for everything I do, but it's so hard sometimes, especially whenever I walk into my office and I see my college diploma framed on the wall. I can't think about my accomplishments. I can't think about all my good work. All I can think is, damn, I spent like 20 grand on gen eds, and I hated all of them. I could have got a car for that money, but instead, this is no joke, I took a class called basketball. I'm sure you're looking at my 5'9" frame and thinking, yeah, you probably need it. I hate to tell you, you're right. But I had to take so many classes, especially I was an architecture major, so I took a lot of art classes. I just had nothing to do with my career trajectory. Like the one, I took an art history class, where in that class we talked about Andy Warhol and his oxidation pieces. If you're unfamiliar, Andy Warhol has a line of paintings where, this isn't a joke, him and his buddies got drunk, peed on a canvas, let that pee change color and oxidize, and now it's stuck up in the Warhol Museum. That makes me so mad. Because me and my buddies, when we made our own oxidation piece in college, on the side of the Southside Burger King, I got arrested for public intoxication and public urination. Nobody cares about street art. It's ridiculous. But I have been learning, to better handle my regret. And I think the biggest sign of that is one of my heroes, my father. My father is the sweetest, he's the kindest man in the world. And he really taught me a lesson about not regretting what you do or what you say. And I would like to share this lesson that I learned with you guys. So my dad, when he was around my age, late 20s, early 30s, he invited his brother Kevin out to dinner with his friends Pat and Pat's girlfriend, which is really sweet to do, right? But there's a problem. Pat and his girlfriend are both deaf. They only know sign language. My dad, he knows sign language, but his brother Kevin did not. All he knew was when he worked in the mill, that was the sign for go. So they go to the dinner, and Pat's girlfriend's doing a lot of the signing, a lot of the conversing. Michael Kevin wants to participate. So he jumps in, whatever she says. He says, oh, good. She didn't like that. Every time he would say, oh, good, her face would get redder and redder until about the 9th, oh, good. She gets up, storms out of the room. Pat chases after her. And my Uncle Kevin looks at my dad and goes, Marty, what the hell? What did I say? What did I do? My dad had his arms crossed and looked at him and said, Kevin, you've been calling her a whore for the past half an hour. Marty, what the hell